Hey guys, it's Michelle and I'm here for another episode of Coaching from the Couch. Today I want to talk about 5 selling strategies, 5 of my favorite selling strategies. And I have not been live streaming for a little while. I have an eye condition called keratoconus, and sometimes it acts up and literally affects like every aspect of my life. And so that's kind of where I've been. It's also why I can't put on any eye makeup right now, actually hardly any makeup at all, but I am ready to go to the gym. And while I'm waiting for my friend to call me and say, hey, I can meet you at the gym, I did want to go live and talk about these 5 of my favorite selling strategies. When I first started in business, I didn't have a long runway, I guess, in terms of when I needed to make money. Like this is when I first started in business, I had to make money right away. Like I had to begin replacing my monthly salary from when I worked full time immediately. And this was back in the day where I had no, I didn't have any mentors that worked from home or that did sort of there weren't really, the coaching business wasn't really booming yet. I don't even know if it existed yet. The term that I used for myself was at-home secretary because I literally, the term virtual assistant had not been created yet. But all throughout my career, even when I first started coaching people and stuff like that, or consulting, which is probably a better word for what I do, when all of this was happening, I was masterful at getting people to say yes to me, which was a necessity, right? I had to make the sale, I had to get good at selling, and I had to get good at selling even at fees that probably were the higher end of what the industry was. Of course, back then you didn't really know as much about what other people are charging. All I knew is that I had to make a certain amount and I had a certain amount of time, and I kind of divvied that up between like, okay, I need X number of people paying me X number of dollars, and here's the number of hours I can devote to them. And so I kind of, created my fees based on what I needed to make, which I think is still an amazing way to create your fees, right? But I learned how to sell really well. And I wanted to go over just the 5 of my top strategies, the ones that, and especially if you are selling one-to-one. It's not that these don't work for group sales. It's not that these don't work for events or group programs or any of that. But if you're selling one-to-one, if you're selling coaching services or massage services or holistic health care or even legal services, this is something that these 5 strategies are something you can use right away. If you remember, Coaching from the Couch is meant to be a conversation. So if you guys have any questions for me, definitely put them in the comments below. Even if you're watching the replay, I'll often take those questions or comments and I will make them the subject of the next Coaching from the Couch. So I do intend to do these every single day. I missed a couple days last week due to being unable to see. And so anyway, I kind of had to nurse that a little bit until I could see again. So I'm excited to have you guys here, and I'm excited to detail these 5 strategies. The truth is, when you are able to count on your ability to make the sale, business becomes a lot easier, a lot less stressful. Finances become a whole lot less of an issue because you don't need to, and this is not me giving managing money advice. I would not dare do something like that. I can refer you to someone who can help you with that. But the truth is, like, I always was able to look at my business as sort of a savings account in and of itself. Not good money management, I'm not suggesting that, but I knew that whatever I wanted to buy, whatever I wanted to pay for, I could go to my list and sell to them, right? I could make up something to sell. I could identify a problem or a need. I could sell a solution to that, and I could make money. That's because I had confidence in my ability to sell. So here are the 5 top strategies I have always relied on. So the first one is to have a creative guarantee. A guarantee that is powerful, a guarantee that makes people feel confident buying from you, is not always a ironclad, like, if you don't like it within X number of days, you get a free refund, that kind of stuff. A lot of people think in terms of that. I certainly did when I first started selling, like, well, I can't afford to do all the work and then at the end them say, like, I need my money back or whatever. But I started to research guarantees and also what people perceive as a guarantee to their investment. It doesn't have to be under the guarantee language, right? Now, if you wanted to offer a great guarantee, one of the best ones I've ever used is you pay half now and half later once you have consumed the program, product, whatever, when you're halfway through, if it's a longer multi-month program. And that allows us both to kind of take a gamble, right? So you pay half, I'm going to do the work for the full amount, and that's the guarantee, right? And you don't have to pay that second amount if you don't think it's worth it. So that's a great guarantee. There's also guarantees like, it's not under the term guarantee, but like you, for instance, with Women Who Wow, you simply will not get what you get from Women Who Wow anywhere else. That's sort of a guarantee, right? That's something that I can say very boldly, very honestly. There's nothing out there like Women Who Wow, and so that's a guarantee. When I can say, let's see, another one would be. Pay nothing now, pay X amount after the first couple weeks or something like that, right? Like anything where you can reduce the risk for them and make them feel less insecure about spending money with you, right? That you might be able to give them like a sample up front, and if they want to continue with whatever it is that you do, then you can discuss fees at that time. But you want to think about sort of some creative guarantees. What can you promise above anything else, right? Another one is, the one I was trying to think of earlier is, here's what we're going to do, here's the cost, and if you don't achieve X by this time, then I work with you personally until you do. That works great for like a group program. So anyway, and you look at the big time companies who have creative guarantees. I do not recommend these because these are kind of sleazy in my opinion. They are not weasel proof, they are weaselly, but I just want to mention them because it can get maybe your brain thinking about how you can message what you can promise, right? Your promise is really your guarantee. But if you look at the Weight Watchers commercials, right, and they say, if you, guaranteed to lose up to 12 pounds in your first month, right? Up to 12 pounds, meaning if you lose 0 pounds, you are fully within their guarantee. If you lose 1 pound in the month, you're fully within their guarantee, right? Up to 12 pounds. It's kind of funny. But you see how they've worded that guarantee, and I do not recommend that kind of trickery and deception. But I do recommend you get creative with how you can set their minds at ease, because they are a little bit insecure about pulling the trigger, about saying yes to you, right? We want to make them feel sure so that they say yes quickly. The second one, the second strategy, selling strategy, kind of goes right along with that one. And that is, you want to sell to their past failure. The reason they need the guarantee is because they have tried to solve this problem in their past and they have not been able to solve it, right? So that's why they need you to sell to their past failure. You want to be able to point out why what they've tried before, what they've invested in before, has not worked for them. Otherwise, you start to sound like just another kind of color paint when paint's not the option, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't make sense. So they have tried to lose weight, get healthy. They have tried to, fix their business, make more money, delegate their stuff. They've tried to be more productive. They've tried all of this before, right? And when they've tried, they've failed, which is why they're still looking for a solution and why they've found you. And so you want to sell to their past failures. One of the top things that I did when